Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I'm doing an Easter tarot card reading for the collective. Strangely enough, I'm recording this on March the 17th. It's a full moon in Virgo right now. And something told me to go ahead and do it during this time, so that's why I'm doing it now and recording it now. But I probably won't release it until maybe like a week before. So yeah, some interesting things came up. Just a heads up, this will probably be about 30 minutes long, 45 minutes at the most. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, for the pre-shuffle energy, some people may be dealing with some experiences that they're holding on to. What I more than likely plan on titling this is deciding where to focus your energy. And the crazy thing about this is with the pre-shuffle energy, one of the cards that came out during the pre-shuffle was balance. And Easter, which is April 17th, if I'm not mistaken, is right near the full moon in Libra, which is about what? Balance. So I honestly believe that for some of you, during the Easter period, during that period, you will be deciding, okay, what are the things that benefit me? Where should I focus my energy? Will I decide to commit my energy to things that will bring positivity into my life? Or will I still commit my energy to things that are holding me down? Will I still stay tied to pain? Will I still stay tied to drama? Or will I commit to things that don't involve drama, things that are not dramatic and stuff of that nature? Will I commit to being a better version of me? Or some of you may be working on committing to a certain schedule, a habit, maybe a person as well. Something was telling me too, with some of the energy that came up, someone may offer you a commitment around Easter time, but I don't really see you taking it. Again, this is for the collective. It's not for a specific sign. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. But the energy I was picking up was that there may be an offer around Easter time, and more than likely that person will be turned down, or is someone who you have sort of separated yourself from, where you've left them out, and now they're attempting to come towards you again, saying, hey, I want to be with you, and all of this other stuff. Some of them may actually want to do an actual commitment. For some reason, I'm thinking of marriage is what I'm thinking of for some of you. Also, abundance is at play here. Something is saying a healthy balance of working and playing too. So do you want to commit to enjoying yourself more, relaxing more, resting more, or will you stay committed to just your work? Where are you focusing your energy? And balance will be needed. looking at my notes here, my chicken scratch. Also, another thing that came out too, the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So it's more of that thing, treat people the way you want to be treated. That was a card that came out during the pre-shuffle as well. Some of you may actually be leaning more towards, which during 2022, if you haven't checked out my 2022 readings, feel free to listen to that. You can go to the YouTube page as well. Everything is cataloged. A lot of the stuff with 2022, everyone is going back to their faith. And for some of you, there may be something very significant about Easter that makes you lean more into your faith, whatever it may be, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, what have you. But there may be something that makes you lean more into your faith that is significant, that brings you closer to the divine. And I know with the whole, I said, Jewish, Muslim, whatever, because I know Muslims don't celebrate Easter. To my understanding, they don't. But still, that doesn't mean that there's not an event that can happen around Easter that sort of pushes you towards your religion more, whatever your religion may be, or you may be non-denominational, you may be spiritual, but something significant around Easter or the Easter season in April may push you more towards the divine, is what may happen. Okay? So I'm going to start pulling some cards. I have 4 decks. I have the Good Tarot. I have the Angel Wisdom Tarot. I have my Angels of Atlantis Oracle deck. And I have my Words of Jesus deck, is what I have. And I'm going to do what I call the Infinity Cross. Energy for the collective. For Easter. Energy for the collective. For Easter. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Energy for the collective. For Easter. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Bottom of the deck, willpower. I'm going back to this commitment thing. Some of you might be dealing with a thing where you don't know if you have the willpower, but you can expect miracles. That's the first card that came out as miracles. Archangel Metatron. So expect miracles around this Easter. May I have some more cards, please? But some of you may feel you don't have the willpower to stay committed to something, to see something through, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job. Thank you. But you will. Also, you're going to have to show empathy. Someone may show empathy to you. This is at the heart of the matter, which is interesting because empathy relates to the heart. Green is heart chakra. So some of you might be opening up your heart more or being more empathetic towards other people, or that you need to. Archangel Raphael. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Love. So there's empathy and love is what's going on. And it's amazing because this is showing Jesus. This is coming out during an Easter reading. You can't make this stuff up. Jesus is love. That is crazy. Angel Sandalphon. So, yeah, at the bottom of the deck, we have liberation, which is Archangel Jophiel. All right. And let me do this right quick with my Words of Jesus. Energy for the collective. Some of you, I don't know why, something is saying to me with the miracles, it's going to be connected with you opening your heart, is what's going to be going on. So you're going to have to make sure that you're showing empathy and that you're open to receive empathy as well. Energy for the collective for Easter. Energy for the collective for Easter. What is it that the collective needs to hear? Energy for the collective for Easter. Energy for the collective for Easter. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Hold on, that turned over. Thank you. Was that more than one? Yeah, it was more than one. Thank you. And this one turned over. All three of them did. Okay, awesome. Sweet. And what's at the bottom of the deck? Okay, cool. So the first one that came out, it says, "Be encouraged, my child. Your sins are forgiven." Matthew 9:2. Let me hold that up a little bit closer for those who are watching the video so they can see it. All right. And then at the heart of the matter with empathy, it says, "When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth." When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. John 16:13. And then it also says, the other card that came out, "It is more blessed to give than receive." Acts 20:35. It is more blessed to give than receive. So I'm going back to this showing empathy. Some of you, something is saying to me, as soon as you start, I need the words here. As soon as you free up the energy to invest and commit and focus on other people, that is when the miracles will start occurring for you. That's when the miracles will start occurring for you. And then at the bottom of the deck, it says, "I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls." And that is Matthew 11:29. All right, and let's get some tarot cards here. But yeah, miracles. I like that the miracles card and then the love and empathy. These are perfect for the Easter reading. Energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. Okay, something told me to take this card on top. What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? What is it that the collective needs to know for Easter? May I have some more cards, please? Some of you, this is the card that came out is King of Wands energy. And again, in the heart of the matter, and there's green again. This is about, and this is the Seven of Earth. It says seeds will be planted. Efforts are investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future. Unnecessary worry as well, which this is Seven of Pentacles. But this is green. All of this is dealing with the heart. But the message that I'm getting is that you need to be willing to invest in other people. You need to be willing to invest and open up and invest in other people and show empathy. That it's really, I'm not really picking up so much that you need to open up and let people invest in you. I'm picking up, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You need to be open to investing in other people. And also trusting your heart too. Trusting what you believe is the right thing to do. Trusting yourself. Trusting the divine as well. May I have another card, please? So it's like with focusing your energy, I feel for some of you, the message in this that I'm picking up with the heart of the matter is focusing on humanity. Like focusing on what you can do to lift people up. What can you do to contribute to humanity to make the world a better place? What seeds can you plant that can grow and lift others up? May I have some more cards, please? I need one more card. What is it that the collective needs to hear, Matt? That one almost came out, but I'm not going to take it. May I have one more card, please? Okay. Release was the other card that came out. So this is the Death card. And it says, endings that lead to new beginnings. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. Spiritual transformation. Release. So it's going back to what I was saying before. Deciding where you want to focus your energy. Do you want to focus your energy on some of this other stuff that is not serving you? Because this is the Death card. The Death card is about removing what doesn't serve you. You're releasing it. Or do you want to focus your energy on stuff that will allow you to invest in humanity or allow you to invest on building a more stable emotional reality? Doing that as well. Because again, all of this green here, this is heart chakra, is what this is. Do you want to invest on opening up your heart for the right reasons, for the right things, and invest in helping and giving love to other people? Because again, it says it is more blessed to give than receive. And excuse my stomach is growling if you happen to hear that. And as soon as I finish recording this, I'm eating. Just saying. And then with the King of Wands, going back to the King of Wands is also a motivator. Some of you might be motivational speakers. Some of you may be the person who motivates those around you, even if you're not a motivational speaker. You may deal with public speaking or something like that. Others of you may be bosses, like the authority figure at your job, or you may own your own business, because King of Wands is entrepreneurial energy. So you may own your own business, and you may have to show grace to certain people. Not everything has to be business. Where some people, where they're too rigid, they don't have that balance, where they don't know how to be flexible. If this is resonating with you, this is a sign, you could say, or a little nudge to say, hey, you know, do your best. I don't like the word try. Do your best to be a little bit flexible, to show empathy to someone's situation. If you're dealing with someone on the job, if you're the authority figure and you have the employee that's coming to you about something, you have the opportunity to show empathy. You have the opportunity to grant grace. You have to think about it, okay, let me look at it from their point of view. Let me look at it from their shoes in doing that. And also, something just said to me, for those of you who are people in authority, you also need to be willing to invest in the people who work for you, whether you're the boss or whether you own the company. The people who report to you that you pay or what have you, where you are the leader, you have to be willing to invest in them. Some of you may want to just keep it strictly business, where you don't want to attach any emotion to it. You want it to be very transactional. But this is saying that you might have to put a little bit of emotion into it, because that planting those seeds may get you more out of that worker. it may make that worker more productive if they see you care and you're not just transactional about something in doing that. So, but of course there has to be balance. I'm not saying go all out, and if you hear a certain story and then now you're doing all of this stuff. No, everything has to have balance. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It's the point of finding the in-between in doing that. And then also I heard something about kids too, as well. If you're a parent, maybe you don't want to be as strict with certain things. Maybe if your child is telling you something, regardless of their age, whether they're 5 years old, 15, or 25, if your child is telling you something that is affecting them emotionally, it isn't something that you want to just brush off because in your eyes it may not be that serious, but in their eyes it actually is kind of serious. So keep that in mind too. Again, showing empathy because you're planting seeds. If you're showing empathy to them, when they grow up, they will be able to show empathy to others. Or as they're growing up, they will show empathy to others because they see it in you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles, for Earth. It says, managing your resources wisely. Extremes in how you give or receive money, time, or emotions. Smart business decisions. Seeing things as black or white. Being charitable. So, and again, this goes back to balance. Knowing when to give and when to receive. Knowing when to hold back. 2. And also knowing when not to hold back so much. Sometimes you need to show your heart. Again, this is heart chakra with this green, with empathy. Sometimes you need to show your heart and not hold back so much. Sometimes you need to be willing to make the investment on an emotional level in a relationship with an individual and not hold back so much. All right, let me go ahead and get the final tarot deck. What is the energy for the collective as related to Easter? What is the energy for the collective as related to Easter? What is the energy for the collective as related to Easter? What does the collective need to hear? What does the collective need to hear? What does the collective need to hear? I just heard miracle worker. Random. I just heard miracle worker. I was looking at miracles, but then I was looking at all this green and I just heard miracle worker. Some of you will have the ability, and this might go back to the public speaking or motivational stuff with the King of Wands energy. Some of you might have the ability to heal other people's hearts when you show empathy to them in doing that. And because they are healed, it will open up miracles in their life because it makes them more fertile. Thank you. It makes them more fertile for love, for the seeds of love. Because I'm thinking of the seeds with the 7 of Pentacles being planted. And if you're showing empathy, it makes their emotional soil more fertile for the seeds of love to be planted. And when that happens and those seeds grow, it will create some miracles due to those seeds that were planted. And I'm hearing miracle worker. That's what I heard. So, yeah. May I have some cards, please? May I have some cards, please? Woo! That wanted to come out. I'll take it. If I can turn it this way. 7 of water. Okay. So that's water energy, cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There could be some options, or some of you may be a little bit confused, deciding how you want to focus your energy. So it could be that as well. Something just told me to tell you, don't dream too much in the sense of you want to still keep your feet on the ground. Obviously, there's no limit at all, especially when it comes to the divine. You can do anything you want to do. It just, all you have to do is believe and work hard and do that. But something is telling me, don't get so caught up in your dreams that you're not taking any action. It's okay to dream, but you need to take action too. For others of you, going back to the balance thing, be careful about spreading yourself too thin where you have so many options that thank you. Judgment. So yeah, I feel this is going to be a granting grace situation. Is what this is. It says call, but this is the judgment card. Is what this is. There may be a relationship, and going back to what I was talking about earlier, where you may have left somebody out in the cold, and then they're coming back towards you, asking for another chance to be in your circle again. That it's going to be up to you. We all have free will. But based off of the energy that I'm getting, this is saying you may want to actually give them a second chance and show them empathy. I'm not saying you got to be all best friends, buddy, and all this other stuff with them. What I am saying is that I'm hearing with them coming back in, there's an opportunity to plant new seeds, is what I'm hearing. There's an opportunity to plant new seeds. So, but listen to your heart on that. It's one of those things, like they say, pray on it. That's what you may want to consider doing for that. But yeah, and it's amazing that this is at the center of this with at the heart of the matter. And this is an Easter reading. And of course, judgment with rising from the dead, Jesus, and love. I'm really picking up the energy. I just heard love like Jesus did. I really believe, even though it didn't come out, I'm hearing forgiveness. Somebody may need to forgive someone. Maybe there's forgiveness coming in. Maybe that's going to be one of the miracles. Where you were in a place where you thought you could never forgive someone. But now, due to whatever has happened, something happens and you're like, you know what, I'm going to forgive them, or vice versa. They're going to forgive you. I'm picking up that energy too. But I am picking up second chances for sure. To start new, to plant new seed. And that's going to go with the empathy. But your heart is going to have to be open. And then that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. Do you want to focus your energy on that? You're going to have to make that decision. The decision is up to you. May I have another card, please? Too many. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Wow, 3 of fire. So something is coming towards you. This could also be something involving a home. 2. Some of you, this is totally random. Take what resonates. Some of you may have wanted to be a homeowner, but it didn't work out the first time. Maybe you got denied. But now you're about to have the opportunity again later to apply again, or to do where something works out where you're able to move into a home and do that. I feel some of that energy coming up because maybe you did some research and found another way to get a home instead of doing it the traditional way. There's some of that energy too. So this judgment card, like there was a second chance. Or you were denied originally, but then you got on the phone with the bank or whoever, or with that bank, and then they changed their mind, or there was another bank that you were able to get in contact with, and then they were like, yeah, we'll go ahead and approve it. We'll do it. Maybe you're paying a higher interest rate or something, but we'll go ahead and approve it. Maybe you're going to have a little garden too as well, and you're actually going to be planting stuff outside with getting the home. But I was picking up some of that energy too. For others of you, I do see someone coming towards you, especially with where this card landed, and the card is facing the other person. The only thing I don't like is that with this card, hold on, let me set this down. And at the bottom of the deck is the 6, the Lovers, which is love, going back to love again. This is about having an open heart, is what this is about. But I'm telling you now, the only thing I don't like about this is that this person is facing this way, and the person in the garden, their back is faced to that person. That's the only thing I don't like. So for some of you, where I was talking about forgiveness and things of that nature, I believe it's a possibility that some of you will not give them a second chance. You're going to turn your back to them, and you're like, you know what? Or either you may be like, I forgive you, but I'm not dealing with you anymore. The time that we had was the time that we had. I forgive you. I'm moving on with my life. I'm planting my new garden and doing my own thing. For some of you. For others of you, you might grant grace on that with the Judgment card. You might show empathy. There might be a strong love there, too, with the Lovers. And you make the choice to do that. But under this love, which I just noticed, is the Hangman. So, some of you, the reason that you may not grant grace, you may not give a second chance, is because you feel it's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't, and this doesn't necessarily have to be about romance either. This can be a regular relationship, like friendship or family or whatever. You just feel like, you know what, I forgive them, but I don't feel I need to have a relationship with them because I don't feel there's going to be any growth. I don't feel that anything is going to happen there. So I'm going on and doing my thing. For some of you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But at the heart of all of this is empathy and giving a second chance. And that is what the energy is suggesting. Giving a second chance. Something just said to me that you should consider giving a second chance because the time may come where you may want someone to give you a second chance. Where you may want someone to grant you grace. Where you may want someone to grant you empathy. Where you may want someone to show you love. Where you're hoping for a miracle. In doing that. But in order to make this happen, you're going to have to release the past. And also another thing I'm hearing, looking at this particular card that says, be encouraged, my child, your sins are forgiven. Matthew 9:2. One of the things I heard in my head when I read that was that going back to the forgiveness, not only is it a thing of, well, you've forgiven them for what wrongs they've done, sins they've done, but you may be looking for someone to forgive you for the wrongs and sins that you have done, too, as well. But like I said before, you have to release it. And also, you can't get caught up in the past too much. 7 of water, 7 of cups. And going back to the dreams thing, with stuff coming in, 3 of fire, which is 3 of wands. Don't let the miracles happening in your life as they start to come in for some of you, 3 of fire, confuse you, 7 of water, with all the options where you have all these miracles happening around you. Don't let it thin out your bandwidth. Focus on your heart, and also focus on giving too. Being a person who gives, but don't over give. Don't over give. 4 of Pentacles, hold back. And I'm glad I lifted up the 4 of Pentacles on this deck, because at the bottom of it was the 10 of Cups. So a rainbow. But that's what this is about, deciding where to focus your energy. But it all starts here in your heart. That's where it starts at. And that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, happy Easter and be blessed.